Alana is saying my population is hesitant to accept PIT. Absolutely, as rightly they should be, because the hospital has dramatically abused that tool, right? I am hesitant to have medications put in my body, and I hope everyone else is too, because the medical establishment is total bullshit. Pharmaceuticals is like, it's a profit tearing drug dealing cartel, right? Like we all know that, right? And yet, with your good education and careful conversation about their risk factors, their distance from the hospital, your ability to treat, and the treatment options available, including prevention, they might feel differently. And that should be for them to decide, right? That's what sovereign decision making means. Here's what I know. Here are the statistics. Here are the options. Here's what some of your colleagues do. Here's what the hospital does. Here's some of my other clients have done. What would you like to do, Mom? What would you like to do? That's what midwifery care is all about. But if they don't get that very crucial data, they can't actually include that in their decision making. Now, the other part of this, and I do recommend you maybe look into my boundaries for birth workers class, but the other thing is that you have to understand your boundaries. Sovereign decision making goes on your direction as well. You are allowed to also have lines in the sand where you say, I will or won't do this. So what are your cutoffs for hemoglobin hematocrit? What are your cutoffs for ferritin? What are your cutoffs for distance from the hospital? What are your cutoffs for number of people with you at the birth, right? These are conversations that you need to have with yourself and with your team so that you're all on the same page. And so, for instance, if a client says to me, I'm really not comfortable with Pitocin, I really don't want to do this active management, have an IV in my labor, that's why I'm having a home birth, I want to avoid this shit. I say, okay, I understand that, I respect that, and yet you have a hemoglobin of 10. You are an hour from services. You hemorrhaged with your last birth. I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable doing your birth unless we do active management. That's okay. You can do that. You're allowed to have opinions. But here's what's not okay is to share that opinion the week before she's in labor, to share that opinion when you arrive in her labor. Like that's what's not okay. So we need to be having conversations throughout the pregnancy, at 36 weeks, at the interview. Have a conversation. It cannot all be rainbows, sunshines, and unicorns, right? Midwifery care has to also be down in the muck and talking reality. Hi, so nice to meet you. I'm so excited that you're excited about midwifery care. I love helping families get transformative, beautiful births. And also, let's talk about the reality. Birth is really freaking hard. Are you going to take a childbirth class? The biggest cause of maternal death in the United States is hemorrhage. Can we talk about your risk of hemorrhage? Like, these are conversations we need to have with people. It cannot just be rainbows and sunshine, right? Okay.